Have you ever met someone who gave you advice that actually made you pause? Not because it was mind blowing, but it was so simple yet so true. Recently, I came across one such moment, and trust me, this one line changed the way I look at every piece of advice I've ever received. It came from a man in his late 80s sitting under a banyan tree in a small village. And what he said wasn't a life hack or a motivational quote, it was something far deeper. Hi, my sweet subscribers, welcome to the most soulful corner of the internet with your friend Soulful Snegithi. So, here's what happened. Two young men, probably in their early 20s, walked up to this old man. He must have been around 85 or maybe 90. They said, "You've seen so much in life. What's the one piece of advice you'd give to our generation?" Now, usually, this is the moment elder wait for, right? The golden opportunity to say, in our days, we worked harder, we respected elders more, we didn't have distractions like you people. You know how it goes. Advice in India is like free Wi-Fi. Whether you asked for it or not, you'll still get connected to it somehow. But this man, this wise, calm, weathered soul, just smiled and said something I'll never forget. He said, "You don't eat the same rice as I do. How can I give you advice?" At first, the youngsters didn't understand. They thought he was joking. But as he explained, his words started to hit deeper. He said, "My rice, my life. Everything about my generation was different. When I was your age, the world was slower. The sky looked clearer. The noise inside our heads was quieter. If I worked in the field for 10 hours, my mind was still peaceful at sunset. But now, you people are fighting battles that I can't even imagine. Mentally, emotionally, and yes, digitally. So what advice can I give when your struggles don't even look like mine?" And that stayed with me. Because think about it, every generation eats a different kind of rice. For him, it was physical labor. For us, it's emotional endurance. For them, it was about feeding families. For us, it's about finding purpose. They had boundaries set by society. We have boundaries that we ourselves are trying to set. So when someone from an older generation says, "You people have it easy, everything is ready made," I just smile and think, our rice might be pre-cooked, but the pressure cooker inside us is always on. And isn't it funny how advice comes at us like traffic signals? Stop worrying, start saving, don't marry late, don't quit your job, don't stay in too long either. Basically, no matter what you do, someone somewhere will still find a way to say, "That's not how we did it." But this old man, he didn't do that. He didn't try to compare. He didn't glorify his struggles or minimize ours. He simply accepted that his world and ours were two completely different planets spinning under the same sun. That to me is real wisdom, to know when your experience doesn't fit someone else's journey. Sometimes silence is the most respectful advice you can give, and maybe that's something all of us can learn, not just elders. Even we do this sometimes, right? We see a friend struggling and immediately jump in with, "Hey, just be positive," or "You should try this." But the truth is, we don't eat their rice either. We don't know their hunger, their spice, their struggle. That's what this moment taught me. Empathy doesn't always mean advising. Sometimes it means listening, observing, and understanding that each of us is living in a completely different version of the world. Maybe the best advice for our generation isn't even advice. Maybe it's just the awareness that we are all trying to cook our own kind of rice, right? And that's enough. So next time someone asks you for your opinion, maybe pause a bit before answering, because sometimes the most beautiful thing you can say is, your eyes is different from mine. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me reflecting on something so simple yet so profound. If this story touched your heart or made you think, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share this with someone who's always giving or receiving advice. They might smile and rethink too. And remember, we meet every Sunday with another soulful story. Until then, take care of your mind, your meals, and your moments. Signing off, your Soulful Snegithi. Bye bye.